After reading a few passages from the story of Job, the conversation at Simon's home turned to the soul's faithfulness to the Almighty Father. Seeing the joy radiating on every face, Jesus shared good-humoredly, "In the ancient city of Nineveh, there lived a man so deeply devoted to God that all his contemporaries praised him with special admiration. So lavish were the compliments on his conduct that the news reached the throne of the Eternal. And since several archangels requested his transfer to heaven, divine wisdom decreed that he should first be tested in the jungle of the flesh to confirm whether he was truly ready for the sublime calling. To that end, the educating angels in service of the Most High sent to earth 4 harsh examiners of sanctified souls, and thus came necessity, wealth, power, and wrath, each in turn to carry out the necessary trials. Necessity, which in such cases always appears first, approached the great believer and made itself known in many ways, bringing him deprivation, obstacles, illness, and abandonment by loved ones. Yet the devout man, strong in trust, recognized in the messenger a heavenly laborer and overcame it, proving himself ever more steadfast in the virtues he had come to exemplify. Then came wealth. It drew near and granted him a lavish table, immense resources, and every sort of social recognition. But the prudent student remembered charity, and turning away from the temptations of easy pleasures, distributed money and possessions in countless works of good, gaining financial balance and the admiration of all. Victorious in the second trial, power arrived next, bestowing upon him broad and dazzling authority. Yet the devout man recalled that life, with all its honors and gifts, is but a loan from divine providence. He used his power gently, educating those around him through well-guided instruction and work, and in return he received the obedience and admiration of the people among whom he had been born. Triumphant and joyful, the believer was finally visited by wrath. To test his spiritual standing, the invisible instructor used a weak and ignorant servant who wounded his pride by speaking with clear disrespect of a private matter that, while true, was an affront to someone of his social stature and undeniable dignity. The devout man could not resist. A rush of blood flushed his face, and he burst into harsh words, wounding family and servants alike, and damaging his own good works. Only after many days was he able to restore his inner peace. But by then, wrath had already exposed his innermost being, revealing the urgent need for greater refinement, and reporting back to the Lord that this son, enrolled in the school of enlightenment, still required much time in the purifying experiences of life before reaching the glorious vibrations of the higher realms. The general curiosity was evident on the faces of all those present, but none dared raise another question. With a serene smile, Christ concluded, when a person receives all the guidance necessary to ascend to heaven, the loving Father ordains that he be sought out by the educating powers. Most believers lose the honorable position they seemed to hold during the tests of necessity, which measures their moral endurance. Many return corrupted by the temptations of wealth, which examines their detachment from lower aims and their ability to sow goodness. Others fall clumsily under the seductions of power, which tests their capacity to educate and save their fellow travelers on earth. And only a rare few triumph over the unexpected visit of wrath, which comes to observe whether pride has been diminished. For, without that humility, the spirit cannot reflect the brightness and greatness of the Creator in the eternal fields of life. The master fell silent, smiled again with compassion, and since no one resumed the conversation, the evening gathering came to a close.